The title of my sermon this morning is The Light of the World, drawn from our reading this morning from Matthew. You are the light of the world. The power of light is immense. It shapes the universe, the world, and humanity in complex ways. And yet, there is much more that we can know about light. Light is still mysterious and alluring. For instance, in the astrophysical journal Letters, Ben Forrest and other scientists recently reported on one of the most massive galaxies ever discovered. It has suddenly stopped producing new stars and has seemed to have died. The enormous star system existed 12.8 billion years ago when the universe was a little less than 2 billion years old. But for some reason, the galaxy has stopped producing stars, which is very unusual, and the development has left scientists bewildered. The Associated Press reported this week that a team of scientists is planning to dive deep into the depths of the Indian Ocean, into a midnight zone where light barely reaches. But life still thrives. The project's director, Oliver Steed, said, what we do know is that beneath 1,000 meters, some 3,280 feet, there is no light down there. But a lot of animals are bioluminescent. It's life that glows. The scientists are curious about the existence of life in perpetual darkness and the bioluminescence of animals in the ocean's deep recesses. It has also been widely reported that blue light, a type of light with blue wavelengths emitted most often from screens, can change the way the brain works. During the daylight, blue light can boost our attention, reaction times, and moods. But at night, this type of light can disrupt our sleep. Blue light can throw off our circadian rhythm because it stimulates our brain as if it was daytime. Researchers are only just now getting an understanding of the powerful tie between blue light and its ability to suppress high melatonin levels, which are needed for sleep. Given light's necessity and significance, it's no wonder that Jesus used the imagery of light. But he may have also used it to signify the mystery of light. In today's reading from the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus used several images to describe the disciples. Jesus gathered the disciples on a grassy hillside overlooking the Sea of Galilee. They sat together, and he began to teach them about the Christian way of life. The Sermon on the Mount has always been vital to our way of life. Matthew recognized its value, placing it first among his 5 teaching sections in his gospel. The church held the gospel and the sermon in such high esteem that it made it the first teaching a Christian would read. The sermon, which is found in chapters 5, 6, and 7, lay out the moral and ethical Christian life. In the sermon, Jesus acknowledged the importance of the Jewish law. As we heard, he did not dismiss even one pen stroke of the law. He encouraged his followers to go beyond the law, to raise the bar of faith through moral action. But his teaching's central focus was not the law, but the believer's faith. The way believers lived out their faith was through service towards others in word and action. Therefore, when Jesus spoke about being the light. He wanted his followers to enter that mysterious place where faith and action empower each other, continually feeding each other to strengthen the heart of the believer. For example, Christians serve others as an example of their faith, and as they serve others, their faith increases. If a Christian stops to help a homeless people, giving them pairs of socks, for instance, the homeless are helped, but the Christian's faith increases too. The light of faith increases as Christians serve others. The light of faith increases not only by giving it, not by giving it fuel, but by giving it away, allowing it to shine so others can see it. Jesus' encouragement to his disciples to be the light of the world stands in contrast to our culture. In June 2014, Google reported that more than 93 million selfies are posted every day. That's a lot of selfies. It really is, isn't it? But selfies are not new. The first selfie was reportedly taken in 1839 by an American photographer, Robert Cornelius, who took a picture of himself. We might wonder why people are so taken to take so many selfies. One study reported that when a selfie gets a like on social media, that person's dopamine levels rise and increase, which can be compared to the feeling of a hug. It's no wonder that so many people are addicted to taking and posting selfies, even at the point of risking their own lives, like falling off a cliff. Jesus' teaching is much different. When Christians become the light of the world, they are pointing not to themselves, but outward toward God. Christian action is not about increasing God's ego as if that were a thing. Christians instead become the light to shine God's goodness and hope on a world so desperately in need of both. Christians are the light because God wants our help to create a good world. God has made Christians the light to bring others to his light. But not all who dwell in the darkness or want to dwell in the light or become the light of the world. Why? There is a strong pull toward darkness. Some have called it our base nature. Others call it being sinful. And still others call it our earthly, carnal state. Whatever its name, the darkness has a powerful lure. Our light shines in the darkness, but not to confront people who dwell there. Jesus did not want that. He did not ask his disciples to become an accusatory light as if they were an interrogator's spotlight. He instead taught them to become a beacon of hope and a lantern of love that draws people closer to God. Each Monday, when you go back into the world, you must become the light of the world. You understand that the light is both powerful and mysterious. Your Christian way of life will draw some near to you, but others may be repulsed by it. Remember that the light is not your own. It's the light of God that has somehow shined forth in you. Your belief in God kindles its flame. Your faith ignites its timber of hope. Your soul flickers with the love of God. Your actions show the light to others. As you go back into the world, let your light shine. Consider how you can be the light of the world this week. Pray to God for moments when you can be a light to others. Ask God for strength to shine hope and love in a dark world. Be bold. Show others the goodness of God.